Now, an iconic bridge that connects Peterborough city centre with the north could be saved. The Rhubarb Bridge is listed to be demolished as part of a multi-million-pound redevelopment of the pedestrian and cycle network in the city. The plan from the City Council is to replace the bridge with ground-level crossings. The council says it will benefit people with disabilities. Our reporter John Devine was at the bridge for us just a couple of weeks ago.
I'm on the extremely busy intersection about a mile from Peterborough city centre. It's on junction 18 of the A47 where it crosses the A15, and I'm on what I could describe, Dottie, as a spaghetti junction of footbridges, a network of paths for pedestrians and cyclists leading to all points north, east, south and west of the city. As I look in front of me, I can see the Brotherhood Retail Park. There's a stream of traffic below my feet, about 30 feet below, all stacked up as well, because it's all traffic light systems here to control the flow. And what has happened actually, Dottie, is Peterborough City Council wants to move forward with £5.5 million worth of works to replace the bridge with pedestrian ground level crossings. They say this will have benefits for disabled people and eliminate the need for an isolated subway at the centre of the roundabout behind me.
Well, last night, around 12 hours ago, a petition was started online to save the Rhubarb Bridge. It was started by Nyree Ambarchian, who joins us now. Morning, Nyree.
Good morning.
So why did you decide to start this petition?
I started it immediately after attending the council's information event last night, because there were so many people who were kind of cross about these plans that we just wanted to have some central point for them to share their views. And there's been a few of us, like a small group with some support from the Cycle Forum and Sustrans and other local groups, who have kind of wanted to challenge these plans, which have sort of been presented as a done deal. So it's just about showing the council that actually there's a different view out there and we'd like them to rethink.
The City Council do say that they are consulting on these plans. I mean, that was the point of the information evening last night, wasn't it?
From what I gather, because they're kind of a highways authority in this case, it's not necessarily that they're looking to do as little consultation as possible. Essentially, they want to present, I think their dream was to present these plans as kind of informing you this is what's happening. There's like opportunities to kind of tweak them. But we know from the guys last night who were kind of on the at the event, they've actually been briefed by whoever above them to get rid of the bridge. So the solutions that they're proposing are already kind of within a very narrow band. So this petition's actually asking them to go back to the drawing board and completely rethink.
And what's the latest number? How many people have signed this morning?
So I'm just checking, it's going up rapidly, but we're over the 1,400 mark, and we've also had 80 kind of offline people who aren't on the internet. So we're over the 1,500 mark in total.
Right, and that's in just 12 hours?
Yep.
Yeah. Why are you so against the demolition of the bridge?
I understand that the demolition has to happen. That particular bridge has kind of, it's reached its lifespan. It's got to go. It's what they're going to replace it with, and in the council's own words, this is a worse scheme for local people. That's what they're kind of presenting. I use that bridge a lot. I use it kind of as a driver. I don't want increased wait times. I don't want more pedestrian crossings. As a jogger, I jog over that bridge when I'm walking to town, and as a cyclist, all round, it's worse for everybody. I just can't understand why they've even brought this kind of plan to us.
So what would you like to see instead?
I would like to see a replacement bridge in place.
Another bridge?
Another
Okay.
bridge, yeah. And I understand that we can't afford everything we want. You know, I'm having an extension this year. I can't afford it all in one go. But they've known about this for over 10 years. And as with anyone's household income, you save up, you plan for it. It shouldn't be a surprise. And so you get preparations in place. So I'm really disappointed with how the whole thing has been managed.
Okay, Nyree, thank you very much for coming on the show. Nyree Ambarchian there, who started this online petition to try and save the Rhubarb Bridge, feels that the council's decision has already been made. Councillor Darren Fowler joins us now, represents Gunthorpe for the Liberal Democrats. Morning, Darren.
Morning, Dottie.
Is it a done deal then, this bridge?
It's never a done deal, despite what the views are of some people at the Town Hall. And I think it is very impressive that we've seen this action within 12 hours by local residents. And I think, as you've mentioned there, the rapid number increase regarding the number of supporters shows that there is a very strong alternative view to the one that's being put forward by the City Council.
And you've got a plan to try and halt the City Council's decision?
Well, we've got a democratic process where myself, several Labour councillors, other Lib Dem councillors, including Nick Stanford, Julia Davison, etc., we're going to call in the decision, which means that we're going to put it under scrutiny, because that, at the very least, is what we should be doing. I mean, yesterday's so-called consultation was a, how can I put it, shaggy affair, I think. The impression I got was that it was rather bombastic in the approach. It was basically, you felt like you were in a car sales room, and people were just telling you loads of stuff, and when people were asking questions, because it was very well attended as well, they weren't getting the answers they deserved, and unfortunately our city council's got a track record of, well, rather poor consultation.
Okay, what would you like to see instead of the plans that are on the table at present?
I'd like to see viable alternatives. I'd like to see options. I mean, having one option is not choice, is it? I mean, at the end of the day, local residents, they pay their council tax for a reason, in order to provide or receive a service from the city council. The city council seem determined to get their way. And there's so many questions, in regards to the claims they've made. I mean, the costs, it's £5.5 million. How on earth they've come to that very, very nice round figure, I've no idea. They talk about it being disabled friendly. I'm not sure whether they've consulted with people who represent the blind community or people with learning difficulties, for example. As far as I can see, I think Nyree's just mentioned it there. The message we're getting is it's the cheap option, and put up.
Well, is that not a factor? Is cost not a factor? Doesn't it have to be?
Well, cost is always a factor, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's the same as how much do we pay for our chief executive? Things are always a cost, but things have to be planned. We're supposed to have financial experts. I mean, I realise that our top financial expert has recently jumped ship from the town hall, but there should be other people there who can provide their skills and expertise to enable Peterborough citizens to receive the best service that they deserve, and that's what we're not getting here. We're not getting the best service from the city council, and I think from the way I saw some of the officers acting at the meeting yesterday, or the event, I think they kind of know that. I think it's a shame that they were put out to face the public when people like Councillor John Holditch, Councillor Hiller, these are the people who are making the decisions, and they certainly weren't there when I was at the event. And what I find another sort of query from
just one more, Darren, and quite quickly if you can.
Okay, sorry, yeah. We've got the decisions being made by people like Councillor John Holditch and Councillor Hiller. In their ward, Glinton, they've got a nice new bridge going over the parkway.
And we'll leave it there. Darren, thank you very much for coming on. Councillor Darren Fowler there, Liberal Democrat councillor for Gunthorpe in Peterborough. He's going to call in this decision along with other opposition councillors. He wants